Hey, what's up, guys? It's the Private Duelists Club back with another regional deck profile. This time it's from a Winnematte flight, which I won just yesterday at the Remote Duel regional qualifier for the side deck. So I live in London, and it was like 2 a.m. here when we finished, so I just like went straight to bed and I just left my deck basically like this. I woke up, I worked out, I just came back, and now I'm just gonna record this and then get started with my day. Usually, obviously on my channel, and if you've seen me from like Slim Yu-Gi-Oh! or MCole40 or any of the deck profiles that they do with me, usually my thing is playing like really unique rogue decks. Like a few weeks ago, I topped an OTS championship. I got an invite to Euros with Necros. I had a 13th place at a regional in October with Shadal Chimera, like blinding second and Doti Kang with like Sheki Naga and the Illusion Beast and stuff. But for today, I'm just going to basically just show you the list, and then I'll discuss just a very teensy tiny little bit of non-engine that I think might be of interest going forward. Rather than talking about sort of the non-engine that I want to keep, I think the emphasis is mostly going to be on the non-engine that I would remove, and then what I potentially would replace it with. So starting off, we've got the sort of standard Chimera lineup, 3 Coatl, 3 Mirror Sword Knight, 3 Gazelle, and then we have the bricks, which are Master Tau and 2 Big Winged Berthomet. I think Master Tau is really, really, really good. People who maybe aren't as familiar with some of the, I think a lot of intermediate Chimera players, not that I'm like, an advanced whatever, but I think a lot of like the sort of lower intermediate beginner Chimera players, they don't know how to use Tau, and they really zoom in on just going, Coatl, search Mirror Sword Knight, Berthomet, and leave it at that, and then they don't have any flexibility in their play. Whereas in reality, if you hard draw Chimera Fusion, and you can make the new Berthomet, a lot of possibilities open up with Tau. And then going second with Tau, if you go into Gazelle to search your fusion spell, you can use Tau to like revive an extra body, and then you can end on Typhon, for example, which is a fiend. And then you're not fusion locked because Gazelle doesn't lock you. That's the trade-off with using Berthomet to search the fusion versus using Gazelle. So there's lots of intricacies with Tau where the extra body, you can use it for Typhon, you can use it for SP, you can revive your Mirror Sword Knight to special summon. You can even get access to 2 Chimera Fusion searches in a turn using Tau by reviving the Mirror Sword Knight with Tau and then special summoning the Berthomet and then normal summoning the Gazelle, and then you get 2 Chimera Fusions, which is just insane. So there's just a lot of lines with Tau that where if you're creative and you kind of freestyle a little bit and you get out of like the linearity of the 1-card combo, you can really start to play around hand traps, play through hand traps, play through interruption, breakboards, etc. So I think Tau is really important. That's the only other thing to say there with the Chimera engine, except for the fact that I only played 2 Chimera Fusion. I think in standard Chimera, I think nowadays with Tau, I think you want to play 3 because hard drawing Chimera Fusion is actually quite strong. It just lets you do more stuff. It lets you play around Valor and Imperm, which are super common right now too. So I think going forward, just having the 3rd, and then for the grind game as well, I think having the 3rd Chimera Fusion would be really nice. And then for the branded engine, I played 2 Albaz and the Goddess of the Third Eye. You should probably play the Hex Sealed Fusion because I think it's a light fiend instead of a light fairy. But this is the one I own, so it's the one I play, and I don't really feel like sourcing the Hex Sealed Fusion. It came up once where like if this was a fiend, I could have maybe had a bit of better luck. But very rarely does that actually, matter. For non-engine monsters, I played 3 Fenrir, firstly. Then for the hand traps, I played 3 Nib, 3 Valor, 3 Ash, and then 3 Imperm. I wanted 12 hand traps just because the difference between, so a lot of people are playing 6 to 9. The issue with that is that you only see 1. When you only see 1 hand trap, it just doesn't do enough against decks, like 2023 decks. And then 12 is like the nice number where more often than not, it's like slightly more than 50% of the time, you open with 2 hand traps. The one thing I would maybe consider is dropping a single nib for a mourner. In playtesting, I've just drawn double nib a little bit too much, and then double nib is just kind of not ideal because if you draw 2 nib, it's not as good as drawing like nib and an ash or nib and an imperm, nib and a veiler. Then I played 3 branded fusion. Yeah, it's just really good. 1 card starter, Rinbrum, Search Gazelle. Or Search an Illusion with Gazelle. I played 3 Super Poly, in terms of spell non-engine. I wasn't a big fan of this card. It was really good against Rescue Ace, but people are playing so much stuff that isn't Rescue Ace. Just a very like high rolly card. I think I would have rather played Droplet instead. I played a Called By, and then 3 Cross Out. I think this is correct in here, just because like Ash and Amir Sword Knight is so bad. As for the extra deck, I played SP, I played Typhon, branded package was Mirjade, Rinbrum, Lubellion, Albion. Chimera package was Chimera King, Chimera Illusion, and then Baphomet King. This was fine. I never needed 2 of the Chimera. I also don't have a second quarter century at the moment, so even if I wanted to play 2, I probably wouldn't. But I like having the extra utility space for things like super poly targets because I'm playing that, but in the future I might consider playing something like a second SP, putting in like Magnum the Reliever, just things like that. Garura, Mud Dragon. I didn't play Draco Quest. I just included this as like a why I didn't play it. Guilty Gearfried, and then the Draco Stapelia. I think these 4 have better coverage. This is kind of a meme. Like, Mannadium isn't as popular now as it was a few weeks ago. And for sure, at the time, this would have outed a Mannadium board. But Guilty Gearfried, Garura, they all go pretty hard. They go pretty decently into the Mannadium board anyway. So there's no reason really to play Draco Quest. And then finally, just as like the utility one-ofs, we have a Dragoon and a Guardian Chimera. As for the side deck, so I played 3 Droll firstly. I didn't like this one as much as I thought I would. I'm already playing so many hand traps that if I draw a Droll and like Ash, or Droll and Imperm, or Droll and Veiler, or like some hands where it's like Droll, Imperm, Ash, Veiler, the card just feels kind of win more. So I think going forward, this will be something else. I don't know what yet. Maybe the talents I was talking about, but I don't think I'll be siding this anymore. 3 Druisworm. I side decked Titanic Lab because it's a searchable Noir out off of Thrust, because you thrust into Branded Fusion. Gatling Ghoul Goldfang. This is something that a friend of mine on Discord, he's in a Discord server that I have. It's like a testing Discord server. He searched through the card database and he found this, and I think we agree that this is probably the best time card to play in Chimera, just because of the fact that you get to it through your normal Chimera King combo by searching Goldfang with Baphomet, compared to instead doing some of the other lines that involve like sending Barbar and blah blah blah. Those are a little bit more wonky, and they don't do quite as much damage. Like this one is 200 for every card in the field, and then it's an additional Ring of Destruction exclusively to your opponent if they control a card by popping it. So it also has like just a good generic effect where you can set it, and then it's a quick effect pop, do damage. So I think this is just the best time card in the deck. And then I played 3 evenly, and then I played 2 Thrust and a Duster. So that's the deck profile. I was quite happy with the performance, and the goal is that next week, instead of a side event win a mat, I'll win the top 8 regional mat. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. I hope you all are doing well, and peace.